Getting about around our towns and cities is something many of us take for granted. For most of us it's just a case of jumping in the car or simply hopping on a bus, and it's off to the shops we go. However, for many, especially those with mobility issues or living in rural areas, it's not as easy as that. Often there is no bus route, or the bus stop is just simply too far to walk to. For some, transportation costs are just unaffordable. In a rural county like Somerset, transportation is vital, especially with the growth of the out-of-town shopping areas. Often it's a lifeline for many to maintain their independence and sociable everyday life. For those people with transportation needs, Mendip Community Transport is there to help. They are a non-profit charity based at Waterlip near Shepton Mallet, who were established in 2002 and are committed to providing transportation across a wide spectrum of users, predominantly in the Mendip and Sedgemoor areas of Somerset. The company has a fleet of 24 comfortable, modern, fully equipped disabled-friendly buses, seating from between 9 to 16 people with a team of fully trained caring drivers. Safety at all times is paramount. All passengers are required to wear the seatbelts provided. The smaller buses are equipped with ramps, whilst the larger ones have modern tail lifts for wheelchair and electric scooter access. All the buses have removable seats to facilitate wheelchair and scooter passengers who cannot transfer into normal seats. They can then be transported in complete safety using ministry-approved floor anchorages and mobile seat belts. In 2011, the Hospital Car Service won the charity the prestigious Queen's Award for Voluntary Service. A fleet of over 80 volunteer drivers use their own cars to transport patients from their homes to various hospitals.
Mendip Community Transport, can I help?
The Waterlip office is the hub of the business, and where most people will make their first contact. The staff here look after all the vehicles and organise the daily schedules and take bookings from members of the public and the various organisations in the area. Let's look at the services in greater depth. A large part of MCT's work is regular contract work for Somerset Social Services and Bath and North East Somerset Council's Special Needs and Health Service departments. The work is varied, and occasionally there will be an outing for a group to visit a place of interest. The charity operates daily transportation services for special needs children to and from their schools in all areas. A trained escort travels with the driver on each bus, ensuring the children's safety at all times. Alongside this is the transportation service for the Shepton Mallet Treatment Centre. They have their own dedicated bus, but it's MCT that manages the drivers and their schedules over what can sometimes be a very wide area. Wells Cathedral School has also contracted a small fleet of MCT buses to bring in day pupils and to return them home after school each day. This is a complete minibus service with a driver provided. It caters for various community groups such as care homes, social and sports groups, and housing associations. It might be a day trip to the seaside, a country home, a museum, or a trip to the theatre. For this disabled group of people to be able to have a day out like this on a canal boat and enjoy a picnic, a fully equipped minibus is their only means of getting there. Social groups can also hire a bus for shopping trips or a day out of their choice. MCT will always supply a competitive quote for any journey. It's not just the towns and cities of the southwest. London and various airports have all been covered at some time. Over 500 groups have used this service since 2002, so if you're part of a social or sports activity group that needs transportation, contact the office for a competitive quote.
Good morning, Sedgemoor Slinky. Becky speaking. Yes, certainly. Can I take your name, please? Okay.
The Slinky service operates across the Mendips and Sedgemoor areas under contract from Somerset County Council. Mendip West covers the Mendip villages and Wells through to Street, whilst in Sedgemoor there are two routes. Sedgemoor North operating between Cheddar through to Burnham-on-Sea and Weston-super-Mare. Then there is Sedgemoor South, which covers Bridgewater and the surrounding villages. It's a door-to-door service for individuals who cannot use conventional public transport, or where none exists. It might be a pre-booked shopping destination, the doctors, the dentist, a health centre or hospital. This service makes such a huge difference to so many lives. Passengers are assisted by a fully trained driver, and each bus is equipped for wheelchair and scooter access for the less mobile, all utilising modern safety anchorages and seatbelts. To many, this service is their lifeline for everyday living. It's a vital link to maintaining their independence and community spirit. MCT operates this to any UK hospital. They manage over 80 volunteer drivers who use their own vehicles to take patients to the required hospital directly from their home and return. Once again, it's a comfortable, friendly, door-to-door service. From April through until September, MCT operates a regular bus service from the Town Hall in Glastonbury to the National Trust Tor Hill and back. With parking at the Tor itself restricted, it's often the best way for tourists to get to this iconic part of Somerset. The short journey gives visitors some first-hand experience of typical Somerset roads. Getting people there is one thing, and you can rest assured, having climbed the Tor, they certainly welcome the return journey back to town. So that is Mendip Community Transport, a professional transportation service for the people of Somerset, particularly those in rural areas that are not often well served by conventional buses. For 15 years, Mendip Community Transport has professionally fulfilled all the aspirations of its founders and funders, becoming a major player in community transport throughout the southwest of England. It continues to grow and successfully acquired 2 new buses in 2015 via the Government Minibus Fund. These buses have enabled the charity to provide new services wherever possible in the rural areas within the Mendip and Sedgemoor Council districts, where public transport has been reduced or no longer exists. For the future, the charity aims to continue to seek out new opportunities and to widen its scope of services for those with a disability and to serve communities which lack effective public transport systems.